What's up, everybody? Chewy89 coming at you today. We got another One Piece chapter review. This time it's chapter 1058. If you guys can't do me a favor, like, dislike the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. We'll have more One Piece content coming up. It's been fun. I didn't review last week's chapter. Two reasons. One, I was on vacation. I was in Nashville, Tennessee. I didn't have anything to record or anything like that. I did have my phone, but I didn't feel like doing it. Two, I didn't enjoy the chapter. I didn't think it was a good chapter. The ending to Wano was kind of weird. Yamato not joining the crew after all this building up and all that stuff, like, it just left a sour taste in my mouth. I didn't think it was like the worst thing ever written, but it wasn't good. And the payoff wasn't good. It reminded me of like when Jinbei. I wasn't reviewing One Piece chapters back then, but when I read the chapter for when Jinbei was going to join the crew, it was a great chapter or whatever, but him not joining right away, like, left a sour taste in my mouth. But after reviewing everything and, like, seeing how long it took for Jinbei to join the crew, it kind of, like, if you go through all the story arcs without Jinbei, right, you could kind of see why, especially seeing Jinbei now, I guess you could kind of see why Oda waited this long for Jinbei to join. Because I don't think Jinbei would have made sense in some of these arcs, right? Maybe Oda felt like Jinbei wouldn't have been a good character in these arcs and just saved him for Wano where he can shine. I think that's what's going to happen with Yamato. I think Yamato will join at some point, but it's going to be at a certain point in the story, and it's going to make sense, and Yamato's going to fit. But we'll see. I think that's the direction Oda took, personally. I think it was a last-minute decision, and I think Oda was like, you know what? I don't think Yamato would be good in the story that I'm trying to write going forward at this point in time. Like, the next arc that Oda's doing, we don't even know where the Straw Hat crew is going. So, maybe he feels like, okay, Yamato probably doesn't fit here. So I think later on Yamato will show up and it'll all make sense, and then Yamato will be part of the crew. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Anyway, let's get into this chapter. So let's get into 1058. That's my opinion on 1057. Let's get to 10 and 58. This cover story: Caesar Clown possibly going with Germa, saving them. That's pretty cool, right? And Katakuri's doing this thing, being a boss, right, and fighting the Germa and beating her butt. So it looks like Caesar Clown's. That's really cool. I love that Oda went back to the side stories. We haven't had some in a long time, so the fact that we're getting side stories again is cool with me, so it's really cool. Anyway, so we cut to the crew, and we're on the ship, and it's been a long time since the entire crew was on the ship, right, and on the Sunny, and it was just so really cool to see. They're back to their antics again, and the jokes and everything, and Nami's beating up Luffy and putting him in a cage because he jumped off the stupid waterfall again. And Nami's like, we should have taken a safe route to get out of Wano. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are we doing this? That's funny. We get back to that, and Jinbei, is on the ship and he's seeing this, right? So, like, Jinbei's just, he says something, and then Nami just like looks at him like really angry, and then Jinbei's like, "Conqueror's Haki?" like question mark. Like, that's how like vicious Nami is, when she gets really angry, and it's just really funny, and just to see Jinbei, back then when I was looking at other people's reviews and reading comments of people from the One Piece community and all that stuff, they were like, they don't know if Jinbei fits, his comedy fit. Trust me, Jinbei fits just fine. He's fully a Straw Hat now. So, like, just seeing his reaction, getting all terrified, Nami, it's really, 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 really funny. So from there, we get the bounties, and the bounties are super, super hype. Of course, Robin is the first one to read the newspaper and gets the bounties. Of course, we're starting to see they're calling Emperor Straw Hat Luffy. That's really cool, right? He's not the captain of the Straw Hat Pirates. He's now Emperor Straw Hat Luffy, who leads a 5,600 men grand fleet, who has 9 commanders, right? 9 commanders, which is really awesome. And Chopper got an increase in his bounty, but it wasn't that good, right? It was like maybe like a $900 increase or something like that. They still see him as like a pet. They still see him as the pet on the ship, which is funny. You know what I mean? They treat him as a pet. That's his bounty's being treated as a pet. So that's really funny to me. Like, he didn't get much, and he's upset about it. Nami's crying her eyes out. 366 million. She's I don't know if she's crying with joy or just crying like she's scared or whatever. But that's a lot of money for Nami, and the target is on her back now. Like, you're worth a lot of money. Somebody's gonna try to come at you and take you in. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's fine. Brooke went up to 383 million. Frankie went up to 394 million. But the interesting thing about his picture, they took a picture of the Sunny instead of Frankie. So Frankie's not even on the picture anymore. He's just the Sunny, which I find hilarious. And the other thing is too, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but like, we're starting to get crew, like their roles, like their jobs. Like, it's Shipwright, Cyborg Frankie, Sniper God Usopp, it's Musician Brooke, it's Navigator Cat Burglar Nami, right? It's Doctor, Chopper, and then it's really, really cool. I like that we're getting all the roles, like Helmsman, Jinbei, right? So, of course, Sniper God Usopp, his went up higher. He's 500 million. I don't know how his keeps climbing like that, but whatever. Like, Usopp really didn't do much in Wano, but his continues to grow. Like, it's just hilarious. Of course, Robin is close to a bill. Deservedly so. She can still read the poneglyphs. She's actually really strong. And the funny part is Sanji got moved to 4th, right? 4th highest. Jinbei's 3rd highest. And then Zoro's 2nd, Luffy's the top, right? It's just funny because Sanji's pissed off again because he's like, again? Like, why the hell am I, like, at the bottom? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, Zoro teases him and all that stuff. And, of course, we get Swordmaster, Cook, and then Helmsman for Jinbei, right? Swordmaster for Zoro, and then Helmsman for Jinbei, and then Cook for Sanji. So, really cool there. And, of course, it's just funny as hell. Like, it's just like Sanji can't get a break, right? He's not a part of the big 3. He's the big 4 now, and he's the 4th, right? I think Jinbei is stronger than Sanji, but that's just me. Like, I'm a Jinbei mark. I love Jinbei. So I think Jinbei is stronger than Sanji, but that's just me. All right, so then, of course, you get Emperor Luffy in his little cage, right? Getting the 3 billion bounty. Fleet Captain, Emperor Straw Hat Luffy. All that stuff. And then Zoro and Sanji going at it. It just feels good to get like a couple of pages of the Straw Hat crew interacting with each other on the ship. It's been a long time. It feels really good, man, to see that again. And a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And now we cut to one of the most important parts of this chapter, the Cross Guild. And this went exactly how I thought it would go. And what I mean by that is like Buggy being the leader of Cross Guild. Come on. So we find out that in this chapter that I love Buggy's character so much because like he just continues to fail up miserably, and it's just by chance. Like it's just weird how it happens, and it's funny that the people are buying into this when it comes to Buggy. And I feel like the Marines need to take a look at everything and be serious about it. But it doesn't look like looks like they're taking Buggy seriously, and he's more of a threat than Crocodile and Mihawk. So we find out that one thing is Buggy was being funded by Crocodile, and when it came to his business and all that stuff, and Buggy hasn't been making as much money because he has people to feed, he has other things to take care of. Not just that, he lost his biggest contributors, which are the Giants, who brought in the most amount of money. So what ends up happening is when the Marines show up to his base, Crocodile shows up, but he only shows up there to collect his money, right? He's like, I need my money, because what ended up happening was Crocodile, when everything broke down, called Mihawk and said, listen, I'm doing this thing, man, and you're previously called a Marine Hunter, which is crazy. So he was going around slaying Marines, dude. Like, Mihawk's a boss, bro. Like, he was going around slaying Marines, dog. Like, Mihawk's a badass, dude. Like, I love Mihawk, man. He's a great character. So, like, Crocodile understands the situation. He's like, listen, I get Mihawk on my side. I can convince this guy to work with me, dude. We're going to be unstoppable, right? And it's curious. I'm curious about this. And let's just say Crocodile never went to Buggy, right? And the Cross Guild was formed with another pirate. Maybe it was Das Bones. I don't know. And they were the figureheads of Cross Guild doing the same exact thing that they're doing now. Would one of these characters be considered the Emperor of the Sea? It, something to think about. Like, would it have been Crocodile or Mihawk? Probably Mihawk, right? So Mihawk was probably that close to becoming an Emperor of the Sea just by joining Crocodile and slaying Marines. Just think about that for a second. Really think about that. So that's happening, right? And, of course, Buggy doesn't have his money. And, he needs to fund the Cross Guild. And basically, they're taking out bounties on Marines. So they're doing the reverse. So the Marines are putting bounties on the pirates. Now we got these pirates putting the bounties on the Marines. And it's all chaos right now. And you got people probably taking up, they're probably putting out bounties. And what's smart about this is how they're going to collect their money. Well, here's the thing. So, like, I think they put a price on a Marine and then they got to pay it out. I'm wondering how they're going to pay it out if they don't have any money. So I guarantee there's probably maybe a fee or something to join the Cross Guild or something like that. They didn't really get into this. It's like this whole business that they're doing, right? Maybe there's a fee that you have to join the Cross Guild and then you're making this money. Or maybe they're still transporting goods with Buggy's thing and making their money that way. Maybe that's still a thing. But yeah, like Crocodile showed up, destroyed all the ships and everything, and saved Buggy and all that. And then what ends up happening is Buggy starts talking to Crocodile, and Buggy's like, I'm gonna freaking die here. I don't have this guy's money at all. And the way it looks, because he made himself bigger, right? And looks like he's talking down to Crocodile, right? The Marines see this, and they're like, okay, whatever. They're like, oh my god, like Buggy's like whatever, And then you got the fodder who love Buggy blindly, like hyping this up, right? And not just that, the fodder make the poster and they put Buggy as the head of Cross Guild, which further like lets the Marines like, okay, yeah, this is ridiculous. He's an emperor, whatever. It's just so funny. He just continues to fail up in a goofy way, and it's actually good humor. It actually makes sense, and it's actually funny. I'm actually enjoying Buggy failing up like this. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of funny. I seriously, at this point in the story, I think Buggy's gonna find the One Piece. I really think Buggy is going to find the One Piece. I'm convinced at this point. And then we find out his bounty is higher than Luffy's by like 100 million. So it's 3.189 billion. And actually, no. Yeah, it's higher than Luffy's. Mihawk's has the highest bounty, which is at 359 billion. Okay. 3 billion. I'm sorry, 3,590 million, right? He's higher than Buggy. Buggy's higher than Luffy. Just because, he's seen as the figurehead of Cross Guild. He's seen as the face of it, and he's not. Really. So, anyway, so at this point in time, they're cool with it because Crocodile and Mihawk are like, let them put the target on his back instead of ours. We'll do our thing. We'll be the muscle. This idiot can be the freaking, he can be the emperor and they can put the target on his back and we got nothing to worry about. When stuff hits the fan, they're going to go after Buggy and we're cool with that. If you're Crocodile Mihawk, this is probably best situation, right? It makes a lot of sense, right? So this is gonna be really funny, and of course Buggy's just crying his eyes out because he's probably thinking he's gonna die, and like he probably is, or find the One Piece then die. I seriously think he's gonna find the One Piece at this point. So that's really cool. The Cross Guild stuff was cool. We cut to Kambaka Kingdom. And of course, the commanders are there. Sabo is not there, right? So everybody came. They're all joining together. They're talking about stuff that's going on. And we finally see Dragon and Koala. And this part really hurt me the most in this chapter because we cut to Dragon, and of course, Dragon's not happy if Sabo truly did kill Cobra. He wanted no part of that. Like that's not part of Dragon's goal. So he's really upset. And if it's true, I don't think it's true. Again, I think it's just a situation where they're blaming Sabo to make Dragon pissed, and they're playing a game. Like the Marines are playing another game, and they're doing something, right? So they want to put the blame on a revolutionary army for a reason. So he wants to find out if he did murder Cobra or not. because if he did, that's a problem, right? And then from here, we get the saddest part of the chapter, which is Kuma, who is just basically nothing, is a lifeless cyborg. And like he's just sitting there, and Dragon's asking him a question, and it's just his response is, "I'm yours to command, master." Like he's gone. Like they saved Kuma, and he's just a lifeless robot. And it just, you start thinking about the way he was treated up on Marijoa, being an object, and just being stabbed and ridden like a horse. It's sad to see how far this character has fallen. And we haven't even gotten his backstory yet as to why. Right? We don't know. All we know is Jewelry Bonnery wanted to save Kuma. And we know he was a part of he was a kingdom. He was a king, a part of a kingdom. And then from there, he did something and became this sacrificial lamb. And it's heartbreaking to see a character like Kuma be reduced to something like this. And there's probably no way to bring him back. Now, here's my opinion. I do think there is a way to bring Kuma back to life. I personally think that Vegapunk possibly has Kuma's consciousness or like something of that nature with him, and that he can basically bring Kuma back if he wants to, right? That's what I'm thinking. Right now, Dragon can use Kuma as a weapon. And that's it to this point until they can find a way to somehow bring him back to some form of that he's alive. He's dead right now. And it's sad to see that, man. It's really, really sad to see that. I'm yours to command, master. That's just, ugh. It's gross, man. What Kuma's been reduced to, right? We'll see, though. I think that's where that's going in the story. I think they're going to find a way to bring Kuma back. And then we're going to get more into his story and find out what's going on there. But yeah, really, really sad stuff there. But we then find out that the government is basically listening in on conversations, and there's a phone call coming Baka Kingdom because they want information on the Revolutionary Army. And of course, they finally get a phone call, and it's Sabo. And and that was the end of the chapter right there. And I personally think that Sabo's with Vivi right now, and we're gonna get details as to what really happened at the Reverie and what's going on, and what or who killed Cobra, and what Sabo is currently doing at this point in time. We know he's not dead. We know he's not captured, so that's good. But yeah, anyways, that's the chapter. Definitely let me know your thoughts down below. Dislike the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. Give me all your thoughts on the One Piece chapter, and what do you think about Kuma and the state he's in, Sabo, what he's doing, and what's going on there. Cross Guild, I loved every minute of the Cross Guild thing, man. Like that was, I personally want the side stories to talk about Cross Guild going forward. After this side story completes, I would like the side story of Cross Guild and just them doing stuff and Buggy just being whatever. I liked everything there. Really good chapter. This is a great way to bounce back for One Piece after last week's chapter. I think Oda's back, right? I think he's finally done with everything. He can finally move forward and tell the rest of his story. This is really good. I mean, he's back. I feel like Oda's back, right? Here's the thing about Oda, man. Like, he can have a bad chapter, and then the next chapter is just... Every once in a while, you're going to have a bad day, right? For him, it's few and far between. But when he does, it's like, damn, man. Like, why would you do that? But then he comes back with this one. It's like, we're back. and everything's back to normal again. Anyways, guys, thank you very much, man. Dislike the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. We'll have more for One Piece content coming up. Yeah, just give me your thoughts, guys. And love to talk to you guys out there and get your thoughts on everything. Have a wonderful, blessed day, guys. I'll catch you on the next One Piece review.